everyone. First off, I'd like to say how utterly surreal this is to me. I never thought I would be the kind of person who would actually be speaking to a crowd. So first off, I'd like to thank you, all of you, for coming out here. This is incredible to me. And I'd just like to say, first off, this is honestly a dream come true that I'm able to do this for all of you people. It's incredible. So thank you for supporting me for this year and a half, coming up 2 years of me making content. And I hope to be doing it for many more. And the purpose of this PowerPoint of navigating the YouTube landscape, it goes beyond what my typical content is of like facetious, satiric, and comedic values, and this becomes more of how you can also create content. It goes towards equipment, to editing software, to even the intricacies of YouTube search engine, which is the biggest part about YouTube that I personally believe, like, even I don't utilize it how I should, and most like YouTubers in our genre also don't utilize it in the way that we should or could. But I am gonna go over how you too can start making YouTube videos. First step, for things first, is that simple. And equipment is kind of the B&B and the bread and butter of what you need. And it's like you can go all out for a nice capture card. The best capture cards are the ones that are installed into your PC, and that's kind of bar none. But Elgato, it's a very basic. It does have some problems, and like there are semantics to it that make it not the best capture card. And Snowball falls under the same thing. The blue Snowball microphone is approximately $55, and it's one of the best mics for the price it is, and that's why I posted the Elgato capture card up there, because these aren't the top-notch software or hardware to have. It's more of like, this is the cheapest quality to price ratio you can possibly find in this field. And the Snowball mic does a variety of things, has 3 different modes on it. So the importance of YouTube is that it's really hard to have a successful channel without having at least the basic amount of hardware. This is what I started out with, and I've grown from here. So I really do think that this is the best way to start. And $175 from at the point, it's like, for me, from the success, like I've grown from that. It doesn't sound like a consequence or like a burden, but at the time it was extremely taxing to put $175 towards something that I was doing as a hobby that wasn't really working. So the hardest part about YouTube is investing money to succeed, and it's hard when you don't have any money coming out of it at the point in time. And then editing software is the next big thing. And I'm not going to tell you to pirate it. The software has a lot of different variations, and they all do very different things. There are very niche types of editing software, and I put these are kind of the 5 bigger editing softwares, and I put them in order of worst to best from left to right. Windows Movie Maker and iMovie, they kind of fall into the same category. If you want to learn how to edit, I wouldn't even suggest using those, because they don't teach you how to edit. They teach you how to work iMovie or Windows Movie Maker. They don't teach you how to edit. Vegas Pro, in college when I was learning editing, they taught me what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And I learned to despise Sony Vegas for multiple reasons. But as much as I say that, I really do think it's a good editing software to learn how to edit, but you should try to grow from it as soon as possible. Final Cut Pro is a software exclusively for Macintosh computers, which is the one in the middle. It's a very solid editing software. It's not as good as the legacy Final Cut 7, which was the industry standard for a good while until they decided to recode it up. They just made a new editing software for some reason, and it just wasn't as good as before. But it does have live render time, meaning that you can export videos as fast as you possibly can. So for YouTube, I think it's great. If you're making short films, I would suggest against it. But YouTube, I think Final Cut Pro is an incredible software. And following it is the best software you can have for YouTube, Adobe Premiere Pro. You can get Creative Cloud, which gives you Photoshop, Illustrator, Lightroom, all of the good stuff. And Premiere, it's like Sony Vegas, but not as bad. It's a very solid software. And this was planned. I promise. promise. Yeah, and so Premiere's, it's the God tier. It's like, it's your S tier, and then Avid, that's the SS tier. This software is unrealistically good at long support, but it is way too convoluted for any of us to want to use it. It is like the industry standard in Hollywood, because I had classes, they tried to teach me Avid, and it was like, if you play Melee and try Smash 4, or if you play Smash 4 and try Melee, you're just like, how do I move? How do I do these simple things that I know how to do in literally everything else? Avid is really convoluted, but I can recognize it's like the best software out there. And then channel art. That thing right there, pay your artists. That is the #1 thing you need for a channel. You should never commission someone or commission someone and not pay them. You need to recognize your artists. You need to respect them. You need to pay them, because this quality I got from my good friend Nova1 Duke on Twitter. He is an incredible guy, and it's one of those things that you get the quality you pay for. At least that is how it should be. So if you want high quality, if you want to maintain your channel at a higher quality, you need to dump an investment, if you will, and put it into your channel, because that goes a long way. And now let's talk about the semantics of YouTube. The right kind of titles. This is where it gets a little tricky, and it goes beyond software, hardware, and everything. Because it sucks. It really does. Because there are people a lot more talented than I am who aren't as successful on YouTube. And that's really sad to think about. Because I try my hardest, I really do, but there are a lot of people with smaller channels, and I recognize that, and it's upsetting how YouTube works. The semantics and algorithms of YouTube are really unfair to most content creators. It's not something that we have to ignore, it's something we have to respect and attempt to work around it. It sucks, it really does. But if you look at this slide, it's a replay HUD video I made alongside an Overwatch video. If you can tell, there's something very different about it. It doesn't say 3 goalies. It doesn't say replay HUD. It says Overwatch 3 goalies. It says Super Smash Bros. For Wii U replay HUD 19. And that's because of how YouTube's work. Like, look at this. They do this right. There is a logic, there is an algorithm to this. Because when I type in, Super Mario Maker, I'm gonna find this video. I'm not gonna search episode 113 of Game Grumps. I'm gonna search Super Mario Maker, and that is what's gonna pop up. So that is my logic to putting these titles before it. Because it really sucks. Because titling is the most important things, and nowadays, YouTube, the algorithm is currently favoring playlists. So putting the title in front of playlist helps so much. A good example is if I search how to play 101 on YouTube, the playlist comes up before any other video because of this reason alone. Let's also note that my channel comes up before an actual how to play video does. This is how the algorithm is currently working. It's favoring playlists over videos, because how YouTube sees it is if they put you in a playlist, you are by default more likely to stay watching videos than you were if it was just one singular video. So playlists are more rewarding to YouTube and their algorithm as a whole. So let's talk about this algorithm, the one I keep mentioning. It sounds really confusing because it sounds like a simple y equals mx plus b. And if it was that simple, everyone would be doing it. And that's why I'm doing this. I want more people to do this. Smash has a lot of potential and a lot of content that people can take advantage of, but there are only like 6, 7, or 8 YouTube creators that focus in Smash that are above 50K subscribers. And I know we have a lot of interesting people, and a lot of people who know how to edit or can learn how to edit and can make the kind of content that you want to see. I started making the content I wanted to see. I started challenge mode because as a spectator, I loved watching 2 YouTubers and 2 players interact with each other. So I did that because I wanted people to see this is the real person. This is the person beyond this player, beyond this channel. But now let's talk about this algorithm. First off, it's constantly changing. YouTube will change their algorithm without informing anybody. You just have to pretty much hear it from word of mouth or do some deep research to figure it out. Their YouTube daily blog never takes note of this. It is very hard to understand, but once you do, YouTube becomes a whole lot easier. They reward different genres. If you guys weren't aware, about 6, 7, 8 years ago, I'm going to say like 6 years ago, animation was huge on YouTube. There are creators, like let's say, I I don't know, several different animators on YouTube. They were making a living off of animating for YouTube because YouTube had a different algorithm at the time. And then they switched their algorithm to watch time instead of, because when they see viewer duration, that means how long you watch the video. And animation, it's very difficult to make a long video in animation because animating isn't easy. What is easy is talking over a video game for a short period of time, which could be 10 minutes. And albeit, I of all people know it's not easy uploading daily. It's not easy uploading multiple times a week. Uploading is not easy, but it is easier than animating a 5-minute thing that lasts a month if you rush it. It's very difficult, and that's currently what YouTube is rewarding. Because YouTube's SEO, this is the search engine optimization. This is what controls YouTube. This is how you get popular on YouTube. And if you look at this, these are the top 4 results of what happened when I go on YouTube and type in Super Smash Brothers for Wii U. If you look at these names, none of these are the successful Smash Brothers players that you know. None of them are the game channels that you know. But if you look, the title they all have in common is that in the title they all say Super Smash Brothers for Wii U. And that's why they're the top result, despite it not being just any of the YouTubers you know in Smash, from me to Etika to Ouija to A-Star to anyone. It's not us. It's other people who know how YouTube works. And our Smash tubers aren't taking advantage of how everything works. So, and watch time. I just went on YouTube, searched in gaming, and if you look at these watch times, none of them are below 10 minutes. Nothing on here is below 10 minutes, and that's because YouTube offers a special form of ad revenue, let's say, they allow you to have special ads, more premier ads, if your video is over 10 minutes. And if you look at this, only PewDiePie in the middle has a video below 10 minutes, and it's PewDiePie, so he can kind of do what he wants. But the biggest thing of YouTube is that you Smash tubers aren't taking advantage of YouTube's SEO or the algorithm at hand, which is something I can say I honestly wasn't aware of how significant it was until last week preparing this PowerPoint. I did a little bit of research and I found out all of this, and it kind of blew my mind that we aren't utilizing it in the manner that we could or should. So watch time is huge. But even though YouTube rewards it, because if it's over 10 minutes, they're more likely to put it on the front page. Because if it's on the front page, that means they're more likely to watch a 10-minute video for 10 minutes than to watch 5 2-minute videos. But under that same token, it becomes very hard, because the hardest part of me starting out YouTube was I would make videos with commentary, and I didn't know what my demographic wanted, because my demographic didn't exist yet. I was trying to make videos that I thought were funny, but I was unaware if anyone else found them funny, because I didn't get the reception. I didn't have comments that I wanted. It became very difficult to know, do you find this funny when the first comment just says first? It's very hard to get feedback from people who don't give you feedback. And the hardest part about YouTube is you kind of have to have thick skin, because every YouTube comment has a thought. Some are just way more aggressive than others, and some are a lot more ignorant than others. And even all of us, I feel like we can all recognize that to some degree. YouTube is a very strange field. Like editing, this is how to edit. It sounds like it's very simple. It sounds like you drop a few videos in the timeline, you drop some music, and your video's perfect. It is sadly not that easy. I went through several prestigious camps to learn how to edit. I was actually lucky enough to work with actual directors and editors, and it really helped me, because I honestly think my biggest point of my channel is just the editing alone. Because I spent so many years, I was initially a film major when I started college, and I switched to business recently, but I learned how to edit at a somewhat professional level, and it's what made me the editor I am now. And the hardest part of it is just learning how to edit, learning what is a good edit and what is a bad edit. And it's not something that can be trained through a textbook. It's something that's trained through a textbook alongside practice. Because in art, like let's say you're painting a portrait. If you mess up on your watercolors, that painting is ruined. It's very hard to recover from that. You can try, but it's done. Editing is a very strange art form because it allows mistakes. It allows you to fix those mistakes. It allows you to experiment and try something new, and then you watch it and you're like, I don't like that. And you get to make a mistake again, and you get to make several more mistakes until you finally make something perfect to your standards. And editing is just very hard. It's hard to know why my editing isn't as good because you can't register what is better editing. How do I get better? Because I struggle with that a lot. I constantly try to watch other YouTubers and just analyze their editing style and say, what am I doing different than them? Is what I'm doing better or is it worse by default? And you really have to try to analyze everything at hand because YouTube is hard. So this in tandem with the YouTube SEO and the YouTube titling system as a whole is really what could not only help any of you who want to be aspiring YouTubers, it can help you drastically, but it can also help a lot of the existing YouTubers knowing how to take advantage of the YouTube SEO and just how they do their watch time and things like that. I really personally think it's hard to start off making 10-minute videos and beyond because if people don't know who you are, it's really hard to sell them on your personality for over 10 minutes. Look at me. I started with How to Play, a very short, digestible 2 to 3 minute series, and I just transitioned from that. And I'm having so much more fun doing more things beyond a faceless, nameless, voiceless series. And I do love making How to Play, and I still do. It's just I love being myself so much more. And I love having my voice. I love playing with all the tools at hand, and it's so fun. But YouTube is just a platform where you can do whatever you want. You can make whatever video you want, but it's all marketing. Beyond that, after uploading it, it's all advertising. And there's a lot more semantics that I didn't even go into today that it's just, YouTube never ends. Making a better YouTube channel never ends. It's an art form in itself because one, you're making a video, two, you're editing, two, you're writing up an idea. Did I say two twice? Three, I don't know, but also marketing your video beyond just publishing it with the right title. There are annotations, there are cards, which if you didn't know, I found this out recently. Cards are like annotations that show up on mobile, and that's a huge thing. I recently started taking advantage of that, and cards are huge. Oh, well, hey, there's Usagi. The panel's not over yet, but I accidentally clicked. So let me sell you guys on something real quick. At this very same stage tomorrow at 2:30, we're going to have a Q&A panel featuring Attica, Shofu, Omni, A-Star, Styles, Ouija's God, and yours truly. So let me finish my last thought real quick about just how YouTube works. It's a lot of marketing. I would say that a lot of my time towards YouTube isn't even towards making the video. It goes to preparing the video. It goes to annotating, adding cards to the video, titling my videos, looking up keywords for tags to make my video actually pop up for certain people. YouTube is very convoluted, and I'll probably upload this very minimalistic PowerPoint somewhere if you guys really want to see it. And I'll probably add some more notes so it's more than just pictures. So if you guys ever want to review this, and if anyone wants to become a YouTuber, I don't think it's oversaturated yet. I think it's very oversaturated at like the lower levels, but if you can take some of the things I said and apply it to what you do already, you can really become out of the oversaturation and into the untouched fields of YouTube, because there are so many niches in the community that just aren't touched yet. If you look at other communities, like, I don't know, it's like the big ones, like even like Street Fighter or League or Dota, like they have so many YouTube and content creators just because they can, just because they have such a large community and people know how to take advantage of it. Why I really do think that we don't have enough content creators. I really do think we need a lot more. And because as I said, I really think less than 10 Smash-centered creators have above 50,000 subscribers, and we know this community has a lot more than 50,000 people. We can grow this community beyond what we have, because there are people who watch my videos and other videos not because they like Smash competitively, because they like it casually, because they can have fun with these videos. And you also have to realize we have a demographic that very few scenes have. very few scenes play competitive games casually. We have that, and we can appeal to people beyond this tournament, beyond any tournament, and just people who want to watch a funny video featuring Mario and Cloud Strife for some reason. So on that note, I think we're going to wrap up the panel. And again, the YouTuber Q&A is tomorrow. We have all these names here. And I would like to say thank you guys so much for coming to this. This is, again, surreal to me. It's incredible to see this many people out here. And I'll probably try to, can I be in this area? All right, I'm going to stay in this area. You can say hi to me. I'll sign something. We can take pictures. Whatever you want. I'm just going to stand up against that brick wall, and you guys can find me. When I said that brick wall, I meant that one right there. Thank you so much.